When we first began to pray about what our next ministry assignment would be, we honestly were not thinking church planting. It wasn't that we didn't want to, it's really that we didn't think church planting would be for us. I was reading in my Bible and I came across a verse that I've probably read before, but it never had stood out or it never meant anything to me until this day. And it was Isaiah 1 verse 19. Those who are willing and obedient will eat from the fruit of the land, but those who refuse and rebel will be devoured by the sword. And it was in that moment as I read that scripture verse, it was like God was saying, how can you be obedient to me if you're not even willing to do anything? And so just a few days later, I found myself at a young pastors conference in Dallas, Texas, and one of the speakers got up, and at the end of his message, he just simply said, for those of you in this room that truly want God's best for your life and for your ministry, it's time you get out of the shallow end and get into the deep end, because there's no shortcut to God's blessing. And when he said that, I realized in that moment, in my heart, I felt as if God was saying, you need to plant a church. Because for me, it would have been much easier to go to an established church and work on a team. But what would cause me to be completely dependent on God was to start a new church. I went home, I told Heather what I felt God saying to me. She completely agreed. We prayed about it. And over the next couple months, we made the plans to move to Des Moines, Iowa to plant this church. And as we were even praying about where we would plant the church, God spoke to both Heather and me separately, different occasions that we were supposed to come to Des Moines. All right, Lord, this needs to be all you. There's nothing in our own ability that we're going to be able to do. There's nothing in our own power. There's nothing in our own skill set that's going to help us in this. We need you. We are 100% dependent on you. When we first began to pray about what our next ministry assignment would be, we honestly were not thinking church planting. We'd kind of written that off. We had said, it's not for us. We felt like we were ready for something else. But God had other plans.